So this is rotations practice day 2. Like I said, these rotations you haven't seen yet. These are ones from points not at 0, 0, the origin. Alright. So on this first one, number 1, the one that they ask you to rotate, it's reading, it says rotate 90 degrees around point U clockwise. Point U is where they're telling you to rotate from. That is your center of rotation. If you look though on this one, point U is one of our points on our actual image. That won't always be the case, but in this case it is. Point U is one of our points on our actual image. Alright. So we're gonna graph actually I'm not gonna graph that first. I'm sorry, that's not the first thing we do. On these, when you figure out that your rotation is not around the origin, it's around a point other than the origin, the first thing you need to do is put that point of rotation on for yourself. So my center of rotation for this one is going to be at 1, -2. So it's over 1, down, -2. This point right here is going to be point U for me, and this is going to be the center of my rotation. I also do this, I circle it like this just to kind of further identify it as being the center of my rotation. And then after that I also do something else. I make an axis around that point, that X and a Y. Irvin, pick your head up, man. So I marked point U for myself, and then I made a new axis around it. I'm doing this because this is my center of rotation, so I want to make sure I understand that everything that I'm rotating is happening from this point right here. Then after that I can graph the image. U is the first point in the image, and it's also my center of rotation, so I already got that on there. Then I need to do W. W is at 0, -2, which would be here. This will be W for me. K is at 3, 2, which is up here. My K. And G is at 3, -3. It's an odd looking shape, but if you want to figure out how to connect the lines to the shape, because some of y'all be confused, just go in the order that they call out the letters. It says U, W, K, G. Go from U to W, W to K, K to G, and then back to U, if you want to draw the shape correctly. And you'll definitely need a straight edge today. I would suggest using your ID. Alright, so this is my pre-image on the graph. They want me to rotate this image around point U, which is at 1, -2. They told me to do it 90 degrees clockwise. Still remember which way clockwise is, right? I hope so. We're going to the right 1 turn. It's 1 turn to the right for me. This will be a rotation 90 degrees clockwise. Now where some of y'all be getting thrown off at, when we rotate, it's so that we can see what our image is going to look like after the rotation, where it's going to be, what position it's going to be in. This is showing me my image, not my pre-image anymore. This is showing me where my image is going to be. Having my paper turned this way, I kind of ignore the numbers that are on the actual graph, and I just understand where my image is going to be in that position. But this is a little bit different from the ones around 0, 0, because we're not going from 0, 0. We are rotating from our center of rotation, which was at 1, -2. That being the case, when we get ready to count our points on this, we need to count our points from 1, -2, treating that as 0, 0. And so some of y'all who've been cheating me and not writing y'all points out when y'all have it sideways like this, you ain't got no choice no more. You have to write them out like I do. You should be doing everything the same way I do it, especially if you want to get the problem right. So I head to the side and figure out where U prime would be, W prime, K prime, and G prime. Now I'm doing all this from the center of rotation, which was 1, -2. I'm treating this as my 0, 0 right now, my center of rotation. So if you look, point U was right at the center of rotation. So point U prime would be in that same spot, even if I rotate it. Based on the center of rotation being there, U prime would be at 0, 0. It didn't move. 0, 0 from where the center of rotation is. I consider this my 0, 0 now. And then from there, I find my next point. W prime is 1 up from the center of rotation. So from the center of rotation, that coordinate for W prime would be 0, up 1. K prime, from my center of rotation, which is here, I'm going to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going down 1, 2. That'd be represented as a move of 4 to the right, down 2, which is -2 from my center of rotation. And then the last one, G, so G prime from my center of rotation would be in the negative direction 1, and then down 1, 2. So that'd be represented as -1, -2 from my center of rotation. Spinning my paper back straight now that I've got my points that I needed to get. Don't try to go ahead of me because you don't know what you're doing. Don't assume that you do. Now, using these points over here, I'm going to actually graph my figure now. I'm not going to write these points over here because these points are not the points that should go over here. And I'm going to show you why in a second. These are just telling me how to graph my new points on here from the center of rotation. So from the center of rotation, my U prime is going to be at 0, 0 from the center of rotation, so it stays in the same spot. U prime would just be right there where U was. The next thing, W prime from the center of rotation is 0, up 1. So stay at 0, go up 1. This is going to be my new W prime right here. From that same center of rotation, K prime, I'm going 4 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going down 2, 1, 2. And then the last one, G prime, from the center of rotation, -1, down 1, 2. And then connect those points to redraw the figure. U to W, W to K, K to G, and then G back to U. Alright. Do it correctly, that should be a rotation of 90 degrees clockwise. Then from there, the last thing you're doing on this one is writing your new coordinates in. You need to understand though, when you telling me where these prime coordinates are, they want the, when you give me your final answer, they want the coordinates from the original 0, 0. So these numbers will be different from the ones that we wrote out here to the side to help us graph. They want it from the original 0, 0. Where's U prime? Where's the actual U prime at? From 0, 0, the actual U prime would be at 1, -2. From actual 0, 0, W prime will be at 1, negative 1. From actual 0, 0, K prime will be at 5, negative 4. And then from actual 0, 0, G prime will be at 0, negative 4. This is how you rotate about a point that is not the origin. I'm going to do another one. You got questions on this first one? If you got a question, ask. Ain't no need of being stuck. Somebody else probably got the same question. They just scared to ask it. Alright, let's slide on there. Moving on. Alright. Main thing I wanted you to notice between the first one and the second one. Shh, quiet. Second one says rotate 270 about point D. Point D is at 2, 2. I want you to notice between the first and second one. Point D is just its own point standing out there. It's not a part of the image. The image is called LZF down here. So point D is just a point not on the image that we're going to rotate around. On the first one, our point U was a point on the actual image. And you can see it either way. So on the second one, we're rotating around point D. We're going to put point D on our graph first. That's our center of rotation. It's at 2, 2 here. Circle it, and I'm going to create an axis again around point D. Created my axis around D, and I'm going to label that point D too. That's center of rotation. So from there, this one a little bit easier. You only got 3 points you got to graph. LZF. L is at 1, 3. Z is at 5, 5. F is at 4, 2. L, Z, F. So this is my image, pre-image LZF. I want to rotate this around 0.22. Juan, be quiet, bro. Okay, I apologize. Juan, we rotating 270. They don't specify which direction. Which direction should I go? We're rotating 270. They don't specify which direction. Which direction should I go? No, you don't want. That wasn't even my question. My question was, they said rotate 270. They don't specify which direction. Which direction should I go? Go ahead, Nick. If they don't specify, you go counterclockwise. Thank you, Nick. And that is not to the right. That is to your left. We are spinning to our left 3 times. Make sure you stay paying attention. I ain't done with you yet. This is 1 turn, 2 turns. This is 3 turns. This is my rotated image after 3 turns. I'm looking at my image as if this is straight up for me now. I think some of y'all still don't get that fact. When I rotate, I'm looking to see how my image is going to look for me straight up. Alright. Then from there, out to the side, right out here, I'm going to write my coordinates. This is where I see them from that center of rotation. My L prime from the center of rotation, my Z prime from the center of rotation, and my F prime from the center of rotation. From the center of rotation, which I treat as 0, 0, L prime will be over 1 to the right and up 1. That's a move of 1, 1. Positive 1, positive 1. From the center of rotation, Z prime is 1, 2, 3 to the right. It's positive 3. Down 1, 2, 3. That's negative 3. It's just 3, negative 3. From the center of rotation, F is at 0, down 1, 2, negative 2. So 0, negative 2. These are my moves I want to make from my center of rotation when I go back straight. Turn your paper back straight now. Mike, turn your paper back straight. And then from that center of rotation, graph these points. So from the center of rotation, I said L prime would be over 1 and up 1 here. From the center of rotation, I said Z prime would be over 3, 1, 2, 3 to the right, and then down 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I said F prime would be at 0, negative 2 from the center of rotation. This is your image rotated around that center of rotation 270 degrees counterclockwise. After you get that on there, the final thing you need is the correct coordinates. These coordinates are not from the center of rotation. These final coordinates will be from 0, 0, your original. Final coordinates will be from 0, 0. So you got to read those. Again, give me a second. Can't stop the video. Let's see. It's going to be about 5-10 minutes. So I'm tired of reading the coordinates. Anybody got them for me? L prime? I didn't even know how to read them anyway. Go ahead, Miss Johnson. Yeah, 3, 3. Hold on, my pen running out of ink here. What's the Z prime? I'm sorry. 5, negative 1. And then F prime. 2, 0. Thank you. These are my actuals. You need to understand you need to get these at the end. Get my actual coordinates. I think one more for me will do it. So let me do one more with you. Number 7, because that's one of the easier ones. I want to do some easy ones. Last one I'm going to do it with you. You should catch it off this if you ain't catch it off the first two. Third time should be the charm. Rotate 180 around point D. And they tell you what point D is. They say point D is 0, 1. So we're going to rotate 180 degrees around 0, 1. 0, 1. Put that point on the graph. My center of rotation. I'm going to draw just the horizontal axis. The vertical axis is already drawn for me. just put that horizontal one in, just to show me my center of rotation. Then from there, graphing these points. C is at 1,4. A is at 3,2. S is at 6,5. H is at 4,6. I'm just waiting to put my letters on. I told y'all why. One, stop worrying about stuff that don't matter and pay attention so you won't get this one wrong. Alright, so we rotating 180. Doesn't specify, so we can go counterclockwise. But I told you on 180, that's the only one you got a little leeway with. You can mess up on that and go the wrong way. It still won't matter. Because 180 going to land you in the same direction whether you go counterclockwise or clockwise. But just for the sake of always practicing good practice, we're going to go counterclockwise anyway. Counterclockwise 2 turns. 1 turn here. 2 turns here. This is my 180 rotation, so you should be upside down with me. But don't think about the fact that you're upside down. Think about the fact that this is what your straight up is going to look like when you go back around. Think about this being straight up for you right now. And pull some coordinates. So C prime, A prime, S prime, and H prime. This was not an accident. I'm sure we did this on purpose. From 0, 0, well, not from 0, 0, excuse me. From my center of rotation, counting my points, C, from the center of rotation is -1 over. And then it's down, -1, 2, 3. So -1, -3. A prime from this point, -1, 2, 3 over. And then down, -1. Did you say what? You got a question? I would love to answer it. You need me to do A again? From center of rotation here, I'm going to the left, right? That's -1, 2, 3. And then I'm going down 1 from the center of rotation. And then S, that's all the way over to 6, so that's -6. And then down 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's -6, -4. And then H is over -1, 2, 3, 4. And it's down -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So -4, -5 for H prime. Got what I need off that. Now I'm going back straight. It's upside down, but you can still read it. And then from your center of rotation, count what you just counted again. From my center of rotation for C prime, I'm going -1 and then down 1, 2, 3, -3. This is going to be my C prime for me now. A prime, count that, -3, 1, 2, 3, down 1. This will be A prime. Then S, -6, down 1, 2, 3, 4. S prime. And the last one, H, it's -4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -5, this will be H prime. and connect. So it's my image after the rotation. The final and most important thing is getting my correct coordinates. Take it up, take it one. My actual coordinates. Irvin, take it, man. Earl, you got me? All right. C prime. -1, -2. So A prime. -3, 0. S prime, Earl. -6, -3. And the last one, H prime. Try one more time. I'm trying to help now. Yeah, it's -4, -4. Check and make sure you got that on there, right? Alright, other thing I need to say real quick. Shh, don't start talking, be quiet. Well, before I move on, that's the last one I'm doing. Any questions? Y'all got questions? Should be alright. I went slow, I took my time. You should be good. Alright, couple things just to make sure you don't do stuff wrong. There's 3 of them on here that you need to pay attention to. It's kind of reverting back. Number 3, go back to number 3 on the front. Let me mark this with you. Number 3 on the front, it says rotate 180 around point T. What is point T? 0, 0, which is your origin. That's the regular rotations y'all been doing, so don't mess that up. You don't have to do nothing special on that one. It's just that point T is going to be at the origin, but you rotating around the origin, so you can do that the way you've been doing the other rotations. Another one like that on home learning. Number 3 on home learning. It says rotate 180 around the origin. This is number 3 on home learning. Rotate 180 around the origin. And number 4 tells you to go around the origin as well on home learning. And then there's a typo on the back we need to correct. On the back. Oh, number 7 tells you to go around the origin as well. Hey man, chill. Number 7 tells you to go around the origin as well. Number 8, we typoed on that one. Number 8 reads, rotate 180 around the origin, and then it says C301. No, you're not rotating around the origin. Scratch that origin part out. Rotate 180 around point C31. Alright, those are the only ones I just want to make sure you do those direct. Everything else that we didn't just go through, all those you're rotating around a point. Yes, sir.